tonight. That breaking news in Raleigh. Officials have detained a person of interest in connection to a recent string of shootings in the city. More than 24 police officers swarmed a neighborhood this afternoon using flashbangs to take 2 people into custody. Raleigh police say the person of interest could be connected to at least 12 shootings over the course of the last 4 days. In those shootings, 1 woman was hurt and 8 cars and 2 buildings were hit by the gunfire. That latest incident happening this morning. One man who heard the commotion say it was crazy when police arrived.
So I was in the shower and then I heard 2 bangs and I thought it was my dryer. Just looking across the street, seeing all the cops, it definitely literally hit close to home. So yeah, just glad everybody's all right.
Raleigh police say they are looking for more suspects tonight. Now that the election is over, former president and now President-elect Donald Trump is focusing on who he'll choose to be on his cabinet and to lead his staff. This comes as President Joe Biden promises to assist in that transition. Kayla Norwood is at the White House tonight with more on the work that's already underway.
At the top of President-elect Trump's to-do list, building out his administration. He just announced his campaign manager, Susie Wiles, will be his chief of staff. This comes as President Biden prepares for the end of his term.
On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
President Joe Biden addressing the nation after Donald Trump's election victory, saying he spoke to the president-elect to congratulate him and promised a peaceful and orderly transition.
We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win.
His remarks come as Trump is assembling his team, one that is entirely different, not just from the one currently serving under the Biden-Harris administration, but also different from Trump's first term. That includes filling around 4,000 government positions. The president-elect already floating some names.
We can add a few names like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He came in. And he's going to help make America healthy again.
He's also mentioned Tesla CEO Elon Musk, pledging to make the South African native the Secretary of Federal, quote, cost cutting. Analysts say what Trump is looking for this time is loyalty.
There's a lot of people that won't work for him anymore, and he wants to make sure he gets the people that he wants, not based on experience and recommendations from other people, but based on loyalty to him.
This as Biden sends a message to his staff and supporters after what they see as a difficult defeat.
Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable.
The White House says the 2 teams are working to set up a meeting between Biden and Trump. Reporting from the White House, I'm Kayla Norwood.
And Congress will have to get involved in some of Trump's appointments. Around 1,200 of them require Senate confirmation. The Senate is now shifting to Republican control, with votes still being tallied tonight. So that would be an advantage for the president-elect. His inauguration ceremony will take place in 74 days. Back here in North Carolina tonight, a 22-year-old made history on election night. Wyatt Gable will become the youngest member of the General Assembly representing District 14 there in Onslow County. He will graduate from ECU in May with a degree in business management 4 months after he takes office in Raleigh. Gable says he enjoys meeting new people and is listening to the issues since getting involved in politics back in high school.
I really appreciate it. It is kind of weird to think that about 16,000 plus people said I'm the man for the job, and I really appreciate that, and I won't let you down.
And if you want to see the full list of results in our local, state, and federal races, just scan this QR code you see there on your screen. It will take you to the state election results page online at WXII12.com. Also tonight, we're following a developing story in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Authorities say a possible mass school shooting was averted with the arrest of a 13-year-old student. They say they believe the boy was armed when he tried to enter an elementary school building this morning through several locked doors and side doors. Police say the boy was carrying a suspicious duffel bag. He took off when he was confronted by staff, but eventually surrendered to police. Kenosha's police chief said the boy had shared videos and made comments to fellow students for weeks leading up to today. Greensboro police say an 18-year-old is behind a shooting from earlier this afternoon. Leland Satterfield is charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Investigators say he got into a fight with someone he knew and then shot them. It happened along Holden Road. They have not named the victim, but say they are expected to recover. Police confirmed this was not a case of road rage.